Hi everybody, I'm Marie Isabel and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to talk about the idea of self-worth and the importance of valuing ourselves in relationships. I know a lot of times we end up going into new relationships and we do have a very good vision of what our worth is and the expectations that we have of someone on how we should be treated and the type of respect that we want. However, sometimes we end up losing sight of that because we become more focused on wanting the relationship to work, that a lot of times we don't stay focused on what our true worth is and the importance of adhering to certain set standards of how we want to be treated. I always tell people it's important to know your currency. Knowing your currency and what your value is and never losing sight of that, whether it's, 1 week new and dating somebody or whether you're in a relationship for 6 months or 6 years. A lot of times we go into new relationships and we have set standards, and for some reason someone will fall short of our expectations and they'll only give what they're willing to give. And at some point, we become so much more focused on just wanting to make it work at any cost that the bar that we set for ourselves ends up getting lowered, and that ends up becoming a new norm, and somehow it ends up becoming acceptable. This is why I tell people it is so important to know your currency and to stay true to that. We invite people into our lives, and if somebody falls short of that and, that's all they're willing to give us, somehow, sometimes that ends up becoming okay. And that's not cool. That's never cool. It's no different than somebody walking into Louis Vuitton with $100 in their pocket and staring at a purse that's $4,000 and telling the sales clerk, I know it's $4,000, but how about I give you $100 so we call it even? There's no person that's going to hand over that purse and say, sure, here you go. Congratulations. You got yourself a new $4,000 purse for $100. But somehow when it comes to people coming into our lives, they end up falling short of that bar that we set for ourselves. And they're pretty much saying to us with their actions, well, this is all I'm willing to give. And somehow we're like, okay, because it kind of is cool that we have somebody in our lives and they fit the bill in other ways, so why not, and we ignore that stuff. But it's never okay. And a lot of times what ends up happening is that there's a huge difference between commanding respect and demanding respect. And you want to be the type of person that commands respect, where you lead by example and you say to somebody through your actions, hey, this is what it takes to be with me, and this is how you have to treat me. Demanding respect is somebody falling short of those standards and never meeting that bar, and then us just saying, I'm not okay with that, or you disappointed me and you let me down, and for us to continue to stay and not really do anything about it. So it's important to command respect over demand respect. Knowing your worth and understanding your currency means that you have a set price tag that is not up for negotiation. It's not a bartering process where somebody comes into our lives and they can dishonor us and change our value or alter our price tag. Because when it comes to your self-worth, that's never negotiable. Somebody doesn't just come along and change our price and say, well, this is all I'm willing to give, so this is what you're worth. That's not cool. And the funny thing is that this is something that I didn't understand for years. In my younger years when I was dating, I would be in relationships where I would be seeing someone and I had certain expectations and I knew what my worth was, but somehow they would assert themselves and only give what they were willing to give. They would not call as often as I wanted them to call, or just truly not respect the dynamic that I was looking for. But somehow I made it okay because I would tell myself that I somehow was still in control. That's okay because I'm the one that's controlling how this story goes, so I'm really still in control. When the truth was, I really wasn't happy with the way things were, and I was selling myself short. And that's never cool. It's important for you to always recognize your worth and know your currency. This is something that I talk about in my book, and my book, Decoding the Penis. Yes, it's about a lot more than just decoding the penis. But I talk about this in my book, and I talk about the idea of we teach people how to treat us. And you need to lead by example. If we stay around and just say that we're not cool with something, yet we allow someone to display the same behaviors, then all we're really doing is creating a new lowered expectation for ourselves and allowing that person to lessen our worth. And that's never cool, because when it comes to our worth, there's no discounts. There's no bartering. It's not up for negotiation. It's either they can raise themselves and meet that bar, rise to the occasion and acknowledge our worth and honor it, or they just simply can't afford you. They can't afford to be with you. If somebody can't put in what the value of your price tag is, then they can't afford to be with you. It's that simple. I discuss this in great length in my book, and there's a lot more that goes into it, obviously, but it's important for you to always remain, aware of what your currency is, and never allow somebody to come along and change that or, put you at a different currency. It's never cool. So if you wanted to learn more about what I have to say on this, because I have a lot to say, you can find it in my book, and my book is available on Amazon. And at the end of the day, listen, we all love a great sale. I love a great sale. But when it comes to selling yourself short, or when it comes at the expense of your self-worth, it's never cool. It's never cool. So remember, know your currency and stay true to yourself, because eventually the right person will come along, rise to the occasion, and be able to afford your worth. Have a good day, guys, and I'll see you next time.